I'm starting the recording here. So today is our first class. So what we are going to discuss here in our day-to-day regular classes. So as part of the basis and HANA administration, the first we are going to discuss about the SAP basis administration part, and then HANA administration we are going to discuss. So it's purely technical. There is no coding, and then there is no functional, so nothing. It's like a basis, and some of the security topics we are going to discuss here. We are going to discuss about the basis, and so security topics also will be covered here, not like in deep security, some R3 security, so HANA security. So these topics will be covered. So basis, what is mean by basis administration? So basis means we are the technical team. We are the technical team. We are the main team, server team, core team. So in organization, either users, functional, security, developers, end users, anyone having any issues with the server, they will approach the basis consultant. So basis consultant means our designation in the organization is SAP basis consultant. So depends upon the experience. So it may change it. The designation may change it. Maybe SAP basis associate consultant, SAP basis consultant, SAP basis technical lead, SAP basis architect, SAP basis manager may change it. But the basis is common in every role. So the roles may change, it depends upon the your have experience and everything. Okay, so that is about the our designation. So here what we are going to discuss about here, basis and HANA administration. In this, the first topic we are going to discuss about the SAP basis part. So as part of the basis administration, which topics will cover under the basis scopes? Okay, the first topic which will cover under the basis scope is called the installations. Which kind of installation? Installation is part of the implementation project. So it's kind of implementation project. So why? Because as a basis consultant, as a administrator, the first task we have to do the SAP installation. Why? Because without performing the SAP installation, no one cannot log in, no one cannot no one use the SAP systems. Why? Because we are the main. So if I talk about the SAP architecture, it's like three-tier architecture. SAP is a three-tier architecture. It's a presentation layer, application layer, and DB layer. So this is our GUI. Here, this is our desktop, our browsers, our laptops. So from here to, we will open the SAP. Here to here, we will open the SAP. So this is the our SAP application layer. So this SAP will depend on DB. SAP will depend on database. Without database, we cannot run SAP. Without database, we cannot run the SAP. So that's the reason. So SAP will depend on the database here. Okay, SAP will depend on the database here. So that is the reason. The first we will discuss the SAP topic, then we will go for the database administration, or vice versa, like DB administration, then SAP also will go. But DB administration is the critical part, so it's required some technical knowledge. That is the reason first we will go for the SAP administration, then DB administration we will cover it. Okay, this is the major agenda of our entire course. So here SAP means, so we already discussed in the demo, SAP means it's not one application, it's not one component, it's not one technical term. It's like SAP we have, depends upon your business. You can install like SAP ECC, SAP BW, so SAP PO, SAP Portal, SAP S4HANA, S4HANA systems, SAP Fiori, SAP Fiori apps based concept, SAP MDM. So like that, we have modules. Still n number of modules are there in the ETC. So modules are there. Total 150 plus modules are there in SAP. So like that, we have the technologies in SAP. So SAP means it's not like just SAP. It's after that there is a, suppose if you want to use the live transaction business, live transactions, then you have to use the, you have to install the ECC system. You have the warehouse business. Then you need to do the business warehouse integration portal in ATM front end mission. They will use the SAP portal. S4HANA, it's like advanced version of the ECC. Fiori, MDM, master data management. Fiori is the app based concept. Apps, through apps also we can do our business. I think you know, through apps, right? So same as like depends upon your business. So we have the multiple technologies in the system. Our basis scope, our basis tasks, our basis work is common in all the technologies. In all the technologies, our ways of working is common, only slightly different for the each and every module. Okay, but the basic of the basis administration is common for all the things like daily monitoring, installations, upgrade, so parameter changes, restart, stopping, starting, all kind of basis administration activities are common. Only few differences are there. That is not the very difficult to learn it. Okay, so that is the thing. So as part of this basis administration, so what first we are going to discuss. So the thing is what we discussed till now, we discussed about the SAP is the three-tier architecture. In this three-tier architecture, presentation layer means your browser, then SAP layer, this is the application. So application in the sense like when you open your browser, IRCTC application, Amazon application, Flipkart application, so banking sites applications, these all are the applications which are mapped to the SAP, which are mapped to the SAP application, right? So their backend we have the DB team where it will store the data and everything. So what is the use of the data means it will store the data inside application, will send the data, it will store the data. So you will open the IRCTC, you will do the transaction, the transaction will go and sit into the database level, table level. So again tomorrow or after 1 year, if you want to see the transaction status, then you can pull the data. How? Your data, but transactions are saved into the database level. So that is the historical data also available in the database level, you can see, right? That is what. So as part of the SAP, we are going to discuss about the few versions. So first of all, we have to discuss about the versions. So when the SAP released, so what is the first component? Some basic information we should be required. Why? Because tomorrow, if someone asks you during the interview, what is the version of ECC you have worked on it? You should answer, right? You are in the position to answer the version information, right? So someone asks you, what is your mobile phone Android version? Then you should answer, right? So what is your app version? What is your OS, Android OS version, Windows version? Then you should answer, right? Some kind of information to give it, right? So same way here for SAP also we have the versions concept. SAP versions concept in SAP as well. So as part of this versions concept here, so we will discuss about the, so first of all, ECC versions here. Okay, why? Because every organization they will use the ECC systems. ECC. So ECC, this all are comes from under the, okay, all SAP. SAP comes from under the ERP. ERP is one of the software package, enterprise resource planning package, software package. Here under the ERP we have the SAP. Under the SAP we have the modules like SAP ECC, SAP BW, SAP NetWeaver. So here few things we should aware of. What is this SAP? What is this ERP? So I guess some network issue from my side only. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you guys are able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you. So here, so the versions related information we are going to discuss here. So some technical terms. So what is SAP? SAP means systems, applications, and products in business data processing. In your business, you want to process your data, definitely you need one system, one application, one product, ERP product, one system, application, SAP application. So one product, ERP product, one system you required. So in your business, suppose if you are the food business, you want to process your order, so definitely you need one system, definitely you need one application. What is that application? Swiggy, Zomato. So we have the applications. I hope you guys know. So then definitely you will book the application, you will book the products, one product is required for that application. So then you will book the order, you will get the order to your home delivery and everything, right? So definitely you need one business, one application, one system, one product. That is the abbreviation of the SAP: systems, application, and product. So P means product, S means SAP systems, application, product. So under this, we have the SAP modules are there, right? So SAP ECC, enterprise core component, enterprise core component, enterprise core component here. So ECC, we have the versions like the initially in 1972. Then previously we have the versions. Previously, so we have the versions. Initially they have released it in 1972. So let me talk about the some history of the SAP. History of the SAP. The first they have released the R3 version. So initially in 1972, so they have released this R3. R3 means real-time three-tier architecture. We have the three-tier architecture, right? This is the one tier, this is the second tier, this is the third tier, three-tier architecture, R3 architecture. So in 1972, so the first they have implemented the SAP R1 architecture. Then after that, SAP R2. So it's like 1979. So it's like 1972 R1 architecture. Then after that, so 1979, it's like R2 architecture. They have released it. Then after that, they have depends upon the business applications in 1992. In 1992, so they have released the SAP R3 architecture. R3 architecture means this is the architecture, presentation layer and the application layer. Data means they have previously SAP and DB both are combined. So later depends upon the issues, they have segregated, they have differentiated they have eliminated the DP as a separate installation in SAP. So that it's like R3 architecture. So versions, you no need to remember, you no need to by heart all these versions and everything. No one will ask questions on this one. The only thing is you should aware of the things, the historical, right? Why? Because here we are putting the some experience, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Then we should be aware of some historical. So if some we should aware of some historical, and also same. So when you are watching the movies, some so in the some history also they will do in the screening of in the starting of the movie some history and everything to understand the concept and everything, right? The same reason here also, just we will just discussing about the versions of the SAP. Why? Because each product there is a version. If you purchase one product, there is a version. If you install one app in your mobile, there is a version. So same as like everything, there is a version. So some versions we should remember. So those things we are going to discuss about this one, right? So same thing like, so R1, R2, so R3. So in the R3 also 4.5, 4.6 and 4.7. So enterprise version. It's like SAP R3, so 4.7. It's an old version. In 2003, so they have released this version. Okay, before 4.7, so they have versions, but I am not going to discuss about those versions. You will get confused here. So 4.6, 4.6C, 4.5, 4.3, 4.0, 3.0, like that we are the versions. So I'm not going to discuss about those versions because it's not very important, not much very important. Okay, so now let's talk about the ECC versions now. Why? Because previously they have the R3, now they changed the versions to the SAP ECC 5.0. So 5.0. So in this version, they have released in the 2004, they have released it. So then after that, they have changed the version to ECC 6.0, 5.0, 6.0 in. So 2005, they have released this. So ECC 6.0, just version information. Then after that, they have not released any 7.0, nothing. Just they have released the EHP1, EHP1. So enhancement packages one on top of EHP 6.0. Then they have started releasing the EHP1. So EHP1 is for the, so yeah, next year, every year they will release the support packs. So that is the reason 2006 they have released it. Then SAP ECC 6.0 EHP2 is for the 2007 they have released it. 2007 year they have released it. So like that we have, so 2HP 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the EHP 8. EHP 8 is the latest version in the market. EHP 8 is the latest version in the market. Up to then, they have released the EHP. So EHP 8, they have released EHP 8. ECC 6.0, EHP 8 is the latest version they have released in the market. Okay, this is the one. Then after that, they have started releasing the SAP S4 HANA. So how they have changed their naming convention from R3, R1 to R3, R2, R2 to R3, then R3
For me also.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I was in mute.
Yes, yes.
Not sure today what happened. Okay, yeah, we'll. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, so how we have R1, R2, R3, then ECC, then now we have S4 ANA. They have released it. So in S4 ANA, so they have released in the 2015. They have released it 2015. So February they have started releasing the S4 ANA versions. S4 ANA versions. So this is like 2000. I think 13 to 14 in between. So they have released the EHP 8. Then they have stopped releasing the then EHP 9, 10, 11. Then they have renamed it as the S4 HANA, which is like simplified fourth generation business suite. Simplified fourth generation suite. But ECC is the third generation business suite. Then this is the second generation business suite. This is the first generation business suite. Now we have the fourth generation. So that is the reason. So after the R, the next letter is the S. Then after the 3, next letter is the 4. So next letter is the 4. That is the reason we have the S4. S4 and HANA database. So S4 HANA. Like that they have changed their naming convention. Maybe after a few years they may change like RST, maybe by 5. That one we are not sure. So but that one we are not sure, just for so information I'm giving. Maybe they may change it as well in the next generation. But for this generation, we have only S4 HANA versions we have, and still some customers are in the ECC. They're planning to migrate to the S4 HANA as well. So that is the reason we have the huge demand in the market. Who knows the ECC to S4 HANA conversion and everything, right? So this is the versions of the SAP ECC. Right, so same as like here we have the versions in the not only ECC, we have other NetWeaver versions as well, like SAP NetWeaver 7.0 they have started releasing. Then SAP NetWeaver 7.1, then NetWeaver 7.2, SAP NetWeaver 7.3, SAP NetWeaver 7.4, then SAP NetWeaver we have 7.5, then 7.52, 7 points, like that we have the versions. But So 7.5. Then after that 7.51. So like that they have started so releasing it. But up to now, few customers they're still in the 7.5 is the last version. 7.3 is the last version in the SAP NetWeaver versions. So if you talk about more, we have 7.5 as well, 7.51, 52, and 1809, 1909 years wise they have started. Okay, so that is the so NetWeaver versions, and also same as like we have the S4HANA versions. So like that we have the number of versions that are there in the market, number of versions that are in the market. But here, as part of our course, we will discuss about the latest versions only. Suppose if I talk about the ECC we will discuss ECC 6.0, EHP 8 version we will discuss. Then SAP NetWeaver 7.5 on basic versions. Suppose if you want to discuss the S4HANA, then S4HANA 2022, that is the latest version we will discuss. Suppose if you want to discussing about the HANA also we have the HANA 2.0, SPS 07 is the latest version that we will discuss. Okay, that will come as part of the HANA administration. This is the SAP applications. Here we will discuss about, we will do all our basis administration on the ECC only. If you know basis administration on the ECC, then you are familiar with the other applications as well, like BW, CRM, SRM, other applications as well. Okay, this is about the thing which we are the versions related information, the SAP versions release and history evaluation. Okay, versions related information. Okay, so and next thing, how to what are the things we required? What are the things we required to install the SAP application? Then now we discussed about the version, that is fine. Then where to download it? How to download it? These things we should be aware of, right? So to download the SAP things, we have to go to the service marketplace, service.sap.com or support.sap.com. We have to go to from here. These are the sites for the SAP. We have to log in here. Then we have to log in. These are not the open source softwares. So here, when you want, you cannot direct. It's not the free softwares to download the SAP softwares. Here you need user ID, SAP user ID. It starts from the S00 or S000. It starts from here. Then there is a number here. This number, this user ID will be provided by the organization. When you join an organization as a business consultant, then you will get the user ID. Then you can raise it again. You will get the access. Then you can download whatever you want. You can download. You can install. It depends upon the customer need. Okay, this is about the version and how to log in and where to log in. So regarding that, our access procedure. Okay, so this is fine. Version information means so no one will ask you, but to understand your sake of knowledge, just in the first class itself I am discussing about this one. But to remember here, what are the points you need to remember is what is SAP and what is ECC, then S4HANA. So these things are very important. These technical terms are very important. ECC means enterprise core component. Okay, so ERP means enterprise resource planning. It's a core component. Enterprise means organization. Enterprise meaning is organization. Organization core component. Core means main component. You know core means what is meant by core, right? Every organization for their business, their core component is called the SAP ECC. Definitely they need the ECC system. Other systems they are not required, but ECC is the mandatory product they have to install it in each and every organization. Why? Because ECC is the live business, live transaction. It will do the, using the ECC we can do the live transactions and the live business and everything. So that is the reason. If you book the order, that is a live transaction code. If you book the one ticket, that is a live transaction. That everything will come from the ECC system only. Why? Because it's the core component product. Like that, we have the SAP BW, SAP CRM, SAP SRM, SAP Finance. So like that, we have the many are there, right? In this, ECC is the one of the component. All our basis administration, we are going to discuss about our ECC systems only. So that is the thing. And to install, to implement, what we required here to install the SAP system, we have to download the softwares. Okay, so I will pause it here. Maybe we will not go deeply today. Okay, so I'm pausing here. I'm not going to deeply here. Any questions till now regarding the versions information? Small discussion about that today first class. The first class, if I will say, if I start discussing the more, you will get confused. So I'm not going to discuss more on the SAP side. Just versions, what we are going to discuss, and everything. Okay. Any questions from anyone till now?
What is the NetViewer and HANA difference?
Yeah, so NetWeaver also one of the application actually. SAP NetWeaver also, how ECC we have SAP NetWeaver also one of the application. So, but NetWeaver is the basic product to product, basic product means, so every product, either ECC, CRM, or SAP SRM, or SAP S4HANA, or SAP BW, or SAP any product, the mandatory product is required the SAP NetWeaver. SAP NetWeaver. So without this SAP NetWeaver above version, so we cannot work on these systems. So if you install the ECC, definitely this will be installed. If you install the CRM, definitely we have to install this NetWeaver version. S4HANA NetWeaver version is required. BW S4HANA version is required. Definitely this is it. It's a basic version, basic product, basic apps will basic functionalities. So basic functionalities will be available here. Same as like when you install the Android OS, on top of you will install the some of the apps, right? So the basic apps you will get when you install the Android operating system mobile phone. So the basic apps will get. After that you will install a few more applications. Same as like your Android OS is the SAP NetWeaver. After that you will install the few more apps, right? Those are the applications, additional functionalities. So SAP S4 SAP HANA means that is the database. That is the purely database. It will store the data, whatever the transactions you do on all the systems, it will store the data actually. It will store the data. It's a database. But these are the applications. Applications means, so it will interact with the user, which means directly we cannot go and do the transaction at the database level. So we have the applications. Suppose like if I open the IRCTC application, this is the application. This is hosted on the SAP only. This is hosted on the SAP only. Here directly will go, we will book the ticket. In the back end, it is store the data, it is pulling the data from the database level only. It is getting the data, pulling the data from the database only. See how fast it is getting the data from the database level, how fast it is getting the database level. So because it is using the HANA database. It is using the HANA database. So it is using the HANA database. That is the reason. So you will get the, so this is using the HANA database. See the one of the article as well. It is helping to the customer per day 21 million tickets per day daily, right? So it's a database. On top of this database, they are using the SAP application. This is the SAP application backend. They are using the SAP application. Any other questions from anyone?
Yeah. So actually, is the ECC version 5.6.6. This is the update versions of HANA.
Updated.
And, yeah. Oh.
Same as like we have HANA also. It's a database topic, okay, right? That's why I have not discussed about this one. So same as like in SAP HANA also, HANA 1.0, then 2.0. Under the 2.0, we have the SPS 01, 02, 03 are there. So that we will cover in the database topic side. But now just to only concentrate on the SAP ECC version. In the ECC, we have first 5.0. Then after that, SEC 6.0. You leave it out the before 5.0 what we have 4.7, 4.7e. Still we have not born that time, right? So no need to worry about that one. Just remember from here onwards. 5.0, 6.0. Then after 6.0, what is the version? Then EHP 1, then EHP 2, up to EHP 8. We have versions. So these 2 points you can remember. So what is this versions means? Why will they release the versions? So whenever there is a issue in the existing version, some code corrections, there is a new enhancements, new features. So they will not fix in this version. they will release the new version. In that new version, they will fix this all these things and everything. They will release it. Same as like in this version, if they have any issues, then they will fix in the EHP one. They will release it. So like that, they will release some. Same as like in our mobiles, right? In our mobile, every week or every month, you are getting the updates, mobile updates. Why? The version also changed. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why means, so they are changing the issues, fixing new enhancements, everything will get in the new version. So that is the reason they are changing the version, new version they are putting, and they are releasing to the market. Any other questions from anyone?
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, just call me. So to my mobile number, not a problem. So don't hesitate.